In the sprawling village of Ashwickshire, nestled in the mist-laden hills of the English countryside, there was a woman named Cordelia Abernathy. Known for her strange talents, Cordelia amassed great wealth by claiming communion with dark spirits. She performed rituals for the desperate, the grief-stricken, and those hungry for power. Her house, a brooding manor atop a hill, was adorned with grotesque gargoyles and a garden choked with blackthorn and yew, rumored to harbor sinister energies. Behind her facade of benevolence, Cordelia's rise to power was steeped in treachery. Local whispers hinted at disappearances surrounding her rituals. It was said that every fortune she conjured came at a grave cost. Yet fear silenced the villagers, leaving her unchecked. One evening, as autumn's chill descended, the manor's windows pulsed with an eerie glow. A heavy storm rolled in, rattling shutters and shaking the very earth. Villagers swore they heard unearthly cries piercing the tempest, but no one dared to investigate. Days later, Cordelia was found in her dining hall, crouched like a feral beast. Her once piercing eyes were clouded and vacant. She babbled incoherently, her voice fractured and alien. Her descent into madness was swift and harrowing. Her servants discovered her gnawing at raw meat, cowering from unseen forces, and flinching violently at her own reflection. Her family, desperate for answers, summoned experts in medicine and mysticism. The village's priest came armed with holy water and scriptures, but his prayers were met with guttural laughter from Cordelia. "You know nothing of what you face," she hissed, her voice dripping with malevolence. As her condition worsened, her family turned to the enigmatic Blackwood Society, a group of paranormal investigators known for tackling the most fearsome entities. When the Blackwood team arrived, the air in the manor was thick with dread. Shadows danced on the walls without light to cast them, and whispers echoed from empty rooms. The lead investigator, a solemn man named Dr. Alaric Graves, declared the house cursed. "A vengeful spirit dwells here," he said, clutching an ancient tome. "It feeds on her sins and the blood spilled in its name." As they prepared for the ritual, Cordelia's voice became a guttural growl. "Leave!" she shrieked, her body convulsing violently. The air grew icy, and the faint stench of decay filled the room. A deep, gravelly voice erupted from her, booming with anger. "You cannot undo what was promised. She belongs to me." Dr. Graves confronted the spirit. "Who are you? And why do you torment her?" Cordelia's eyes burned red as her lips twisted into a menacing smile. "I am William Abernathy," the voice bellowed, "her ancestor. I guided her to fortune through ancient pacts, but her greed summoned the Harbinger, a force beyond my control." As the entity spoke, the room darkened and the Harbinger materialized, a monstrous figure wreathed in shadow, its eyes smoldering like molten gold. It towered over the investigators, its presence suffocating. In a voice like grinding stone, it declared, "Cordelia has taken more than her share. The blood of 10 innocent souls stains her hands. Justice will be served." Cordelia's family fell to their knees, begging for mercy. Dr. Graves, unflinching, laid out a grim plan. "The Harbinger's wrath can only be appeased if you atone for her sins. Destroy the altar she worships at, make amends to the families of the victims, and hold a week of cleansing ceremonies." The family hesitated, but with the Harbinger's burning gaze upon them, they complied. They demolished the stone altar in the manor's cellar, its shattered pieces emitting an otherworldly scream. They visited the victims' families, confessing Cordelia's deeds and begging forgiveness, leaving behind generous reparations. Finally, the village gathered for 7 nights of vigils, their prayers rising like smoke to the heavens. The Harbinger's fury intensified as the final night approached. The manor trembled, its walls bleeding a black, tar-like substance. Cordelia's screams echoed through the village as the Harbinger loomed, its shadow engulfing the house. The investigators chanted ancient rites, their voices trembling under the oppressive force of the entity's rage. In a climactic battle, Dr. Graves wielded a relic, a dagger said to have banished the damned centuries ago. He plunged it into the Harbinger's shadowy form. The entity howled, its voice shaking the heavens, before it erupted in a blinding light. When the brilliance faded, the manor was silent. Cordelia lay unconscious, her body fragile and aged. When she awoke, her memory of the ordeal was fragmented. Tears streamed down her face as she vowed to dedicate her remaining years to penance, renouncing her wealth and power.